Number one goes down. Number two and number three, as we'll see in just a little bit, were able to take care of business. Do the Noles and Buckeyes control their own destiny, though?
I think the Noles do. We'll see about the Buckeyes. This is going to be fascinating to see how it plays out. What I would tell you is that in any normal situation, a one-loss team would not be ranked in the polls ahead of an undefeated team from a major conference at the end of the season. But that's not what we're dealing with here, a normal situation, because for one, the SEC has won 7 straight national championships, and voters certainly take that into consideration. On top of that, you have a Big Ten which has been down. I mean, this is maybe the low point for Big Ten football in the modern era, what we've seen in the last 5 years. And so if there was ever a chance that you could have a one-loss SEC champion given consideration by the voters to be ranked ahead of an undefeated Big Ten champion, this would be the time.
And that's down the road. Certainly Auburn would have to take care of business in the SEC championship game. But for this week, standings coming out tomorrow. Everybody in Columbus, Ohio celebrating tonight because they believe that they're going to jump into one of those top 2 spots. But do you believe Auburn could jump both Florida State and Ohio State?
I don't expect them to jump either one of them this week. So when we see the new standings tomorrow, I think you'll see Florida State at 1, Ohio State at 2. Now, what you will see is Auburn is going to start to make a move up in the computers. And even though I said it's not likely to happen in the polls, I think in the computers you will see a one-loss Auburn go ahead of either a Florida State or an Ohio State, or maybe even both. And I think that's where this really gets interesting when you start to break down the possibilities moving forward. I think Auburn has a chance to pass Ohio State by the end of the season because they will be ahead of the Buckeyes in the computers. In fact, I think if Auburn wins the SEC championship next week, they could be the number 1 team in the computers, even with that one loss and 2 other teams out there that are still undefeated. The question is, would they get the vote? Certainly voters can look at what they've done and say, yeah, they were lucky. There's nothing lucky about rushing for almost 300 yards on Alabama's defense, the end of the game notwithstanding.